Hey everybody, Nerd and Nile is back with another episode of
Sam's Spooky Corner.
Yeah. Today we are reviewing John Carpenter's The Thing, circa 1982.
Because we had at least 2 people
request it. And to the 2 of you,
we did it.
You're welcome. So, first impressions of this movie. Honestly, it was kind of boring.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm glad you said it.
It was not like when the thing shows up, it's fine, but those in between moments were just kind of slow and dull, and we didn't really get a lot. It was hard to keep track of who the fuck was who.
It was hard to keep track of who the fuck was who. It's a very slow burn. Didn't even mean to. But it is a very slow burn type of movie.
And paranoia movies are usually,
yes.
And that is the horror, quote unquote, of this movie is the fear of paranoia, because the thing could be anything. But anyway, the practical effects were out of this world good.
For it being as old as it is, yeah.
That aged very well.
Yes.
Like, still fucking terrifying. Honestly, in terms of just pure fear, like, in terms of, like, just shit that's gonna keep me from sleeping at night, this one is number 1 so far. That thing is a whole bunch of fuck no.
Grotesque as fuck.
It is a whole bunch of fuck you know.
And this is a movie that neither of us had seen before.
I have seen a lot. I have seen spoilers, but not.
Well, most of us have seen one scene.
Clear.
That one.
Though I've seen the ending scene a couple of times in internet theories when it comes to, but
we have never seen the full movie.
No.
I had only ever seen the.
I've seen spoofs and stuff, like South Park spoofed the blood testing scene in something, which was funny.
So this at least was the first movie that
neither of us had seen from start to finish.
Or neither of us had seen, like, a series or anything.
Though, if I had watched this when I was, like, 10, 11...
Oh, I'd be terrified.
Done. Fuck you.
Yeah, absolutely.
My phobia of dogs probably would have been worse.
Yeah, poor doggos.
Yeah, if you don't like watching dogs get killed, don't watch this movie.
Poor doggos.
And
that's the saddest part of the whole fucking movie for me.
And I love huskies. So that hurt so bad.
It hurt so much. Oh.
I recognize the black guy from something.
Something.
Yeah, not the chef.
A lot of them had familiar faces.
Yeah, but I guess that's just the 80s for you.
But, I mean, obviously, there's only one. Big one.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
But all the acting was good.
Oh, no. All the acting was fine. You know, the CGI...
A good combination
all that stuff was good.
Yeah, a good combination of practical effects and visual effects from what I've seen.
Really just, like, the pacing was off.
The pacing and the tone was just to be desired.
Yeah.
And just because... But that also just might have to say a lot about our generation.
True. We are a very, like, instant
and we just came off of Jeepers Creepers, which wasted no time.
Oh yeah, we're a very instant gratification generation. But I mean, like, it still got there.
It got there. And the sad thing is, the movie didn't feel that long.
No, not at all.
It's just the pacing was off.
The pacing was off, and it was, once you got there, it was like, oh, all of what happened makes sense. It was just in the process, like, being in that moment, it was like, oh my god, why is this so important? And then you get to the end and you're like, oh yeah, that was pretty important. Like, good to know. Because everything that you're like, no, this is so slow, it's building up the paranoia. It's
building up the paranoia, it's giving background to this thing. Where it came from, what it is, why it's doing what it's doing. I like how this wasn't hunting. It wasn't trying to take over. It was honestly just trying to survive.
Yeah. And it does have that cool aspect of it taking on and imitating
anything it
comes in contact with. So that's cool, because a lot of movies, it'll just take over.
And it's not
whatever it's in.
It's not just one thing. It can multiply.
Yeah.
Asexually.
It's like bacteria.
Yeah. So, like, when they killed the first one, it's not like, all right, we done. Let's go home.
Yeah.
It's,
which helps with the whole paranoia, because it's like, are you it? Are you it? Are we all it?
In your opinion, what do you think was the most grotesque part? Because I think the head spider thing was all sorts of nope.
The head spider thing was bad.
All sorts of nope.
I don't know. Like, the first one did get me a little bit with, like, the two half faces.
Oh, the unfolding
then,
dog
like,
face.
Yeah. Like, that one did get me.
I think my
like, oh, dear God.
I think my issue is that I've played enough Resident Evil to get used to that. They have a lot of dogs that heads split down the middle. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, I'm used to that.
So, question, are we under the impression, or did it get explained that the big icebox thing that they found was housing it or something?
Yeah, it was.
They found it in that?
The Norwegians did.
Because then they found the whole, like, spaceship looking thing?
It crashed, landed, tried to leave, I believe, and fell asleep.
Fossilized in an icebox.
Fell asleep in an icebox for a couple.
And then they found
millennium.
And then it came, and then it started.
And then it woke up.
Then it started, okay.
Because then they were saying, like, it's going to fall asleep again and wait for the rescue team, and we can't let that happen, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Like, yeah, and there's a lot of talking, and you got to pay attention.
Well, it's a lot of talking, and then also...
a lot of name-dropping of people we, like, who's that?
There's some stuff that just didn't get enough... Explanation. Like, I mean, the whole thing, they kind of just go into it, like, the fucking... all the information that shows up on that computer...
That's just him,
like...
running tests and simulations and stuff.
Well, yeah, it's just like...
I got that much.
It just... There could have been more explanation about it. I think that may have helped make it a little scarier.
Yeah, but I think that's also more realistic of if I'm in that situation, I don't give a shit where it's from, why it's doing what it's doing. I just want to kill it so it don't kill me.
Yeah.
So, I'd be Kurt Russell and, just... He took charge. I'll give him props. As soon as shit went down, he's like, alright, tactical plan, go.
And then everyone turned on him, and he was like, nope, no. Nah, I'm alive. I'm the big name in this movie.
Fuck you. But I did jump when they tested the bad blood.
Oh, God, yeah, and he dropped it, and it was like, ah!
That was a good jump scare.
It was. Very good.
That was a good jump scare.
And then you just see him being
because there was a lot of tension up to it.
Yeah, and then you just see him being like, and like start freaking out.
Oh yeah, fuck the other guy, that other guy in that scene with the flamethrower who just didn't use it.
You fucking dummy. He's
a dummy.
He's like the stupidest character in this whole movie. There's a lot of them, actually.
Also, what happened? I just realized, what happened to the guy who got shot? We were multitasking. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, there's also like 9.
Yeah, that is another thing.
9 characters, and we only get introduced to half of them.
Yeah, this was a big ensemble cast that we were not properly introduced to.
We focus on Kurt Russell, the doctor a little bit,
the scientist dude,
the 2 black guys,
and
and then like they had a couple moments with the guy who was trying to call people. But that was about, like, no one got... Well, then there was the dog guy.
Who got
shot in the head because he tried to kill Kurt Russell. You don't do that.
He is the...
But, like, nobody got enough explanation...
Nobody got enough introduction
to be like, wait a minute.
Who the fuck is... That is my biggest complaint with this movie is I didn't know who the fuck was who unless you were Kurt Russell.
Yeah, pretty much. Or one of the black dudes.
So, that, I think, was the biggest confusing issue. Because that just occurred to me. I don't remember what happened to the guy who got shot in the beginning of the movie. He's probably dead.
I don't know. Yeah, I will say this had the opposite of Jeepers Creepers.
Too many people.
Too many people.
Yeah. But it was.
I think that's kind of what killed it. For me.
Yeah, I would say this was still an entertaining movie, and I can see why it's so critically acclaimed.
I can, but I don't ever see myself being like, you know what I want to watch this Halloween, this horror classic. Like I'm never gonna watch it again.
No. But overall, I'm glad I watched it though. I'm glad I finally watched it.
Yes.
It's one of those movies I've always been like very curious about.
To finally understand what everyone's talking about. Do I necessarily agree with it? No. Like I said, this isn't going to be a movie that I actively... Like, there are so many other horror movies that I actively rewatch. Not going to be one of them.
Yeah.
I don't tend to go for older movies either. So.
Yeah, but
that's again, my bias.
But again, this movie aged well.
It did.
I will give it that.
Oh, it absolutely did. This movie could have been a shit show for how old it was. It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't at all.
A lot of respect for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely will give it that.
It's a very well-made movie.
Yes.
Very well-made.
Yes, it is. Just, there are some parts that weren't thought out enough. But...
No.
I'm trying to rank all the horror movies we've watched this week.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I would say this is the bottom of them. But...
Yeah.
I highly expect the next one, to be below that, honestly. I do not have high hopes for this movie.
Really? Well.
Because one, it's older.
Y'all will have to wait and find out. It's the beginning of a saga.
That I've never liked.
Oh, well.
It's going to be so cheesy.
Then that's your bias.
It's going to be so cheesy.
I have my bias to older movies. You have your bias against
I have bias
a particular saga.
Well, my thing with this is, one, it got too many sequels. And two, it's so cheesy. It's such a cheesy movie.
See, I
haven't even seen it and I know it's cheesy.
I had a very, very, very terrifying nightmare when I was a child about this particular murderer coming out of...
Oh, fuck it. Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Jason.
I think we've said it.
Yeah.
But I had a very, very scary nightmare about this murderer, Jason.
That's a different movie.
We've dealt with so many this week.
And Freddy was not
one of them. Jason coming out of my family's pond.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
And being like, okay, from my hometown, my family owns like 56 acres of land.
And there is a lake-like pond.
We have a man-made pond, pretty much lake size. So when you're a child and you're there alone at night, it's fucking terrifying.
I get that.
So I, who liked horror movies and watched them way too young, had all of these nightmares about murderers near me.
And clowns.
And clowns near me. And yeah, no. So ever since then, I'm like, he's fucking terrifying. Because my brain hates me.
But I think we're gonna wrap it there because
that's for tomorrow's video.
But John Carpenter's The Thing. Let us know what you thought of the movie in the comments down below. Also, I need your guys' help. There is a movie that came out in like early 2010, around that time period. I know it's not called Sense8, but it's something like that title. That I'm pretty sure is a prequel to this movie.
You know, you could just Google it.
I tried.
Oh.
Because I didn't get very far. I might need the Google Queen.
Hammermeister? You're the one who said you liked The Thing so much. Do you know?
It's about these kids making a movie, and all I know is that it turned out to be like a prequel to this, I think. If you know what I'm talking about, put it down in the comments below. I'd appreciate it.
If not,
it's going to drive me nuts.
Google.
And as always, like us on all the things. Follow us on all the things, including Twitch. I hope you enjoyed our Halloween stream yesterday.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys tomorrow when we review the original 1980 Friday the 13th. Bye, everybody.
Bye.